What's up, everybody? Yes, it is Tuesday, November 28th, 2023. We've got tips and tricks for being consistent with your workouts. So hopefully everybody enjoys this one. And tomorrow will be 2 weeks post-op from total hip replacement. I've got my 2-week post-op tomorrow. Good progress is being made. Last time I did this video last Tuesday, I was seated. Today I'm standing. So I'm good. Things are good, making progress. Still got a ways to go, that's for darn sure. But on the track. So let's dive right in. First, I'm going to read one, and just to add insult to injury if I sound different. I'm stuffed up, I'm sick, on top of having, a total hip replacement. My wife has been just on death's doorstep with some sort of mega apocalypse cold, sore throat, the whole 9 yards. Of course, I was hoping that I would avoid it. I'm not going to avoid it. So on top of recovering from surgery, I'm now starting to get sick. So that's going to be really cool and fun. So here we go. I'll try to get through this without coughing. My apologies. I'll start with a really cool screenshot that I took from the private Facebook group that was posted in the last 24 hours, and I think it sums things up really nice. This is from Brian T. I'm new to CrossFit Linchpin. I've been listening to Coach's podcast for quite some time, but was still at an affiliate until February. Then I decided to fully use my functioning home gym to save money and to see my kids every day before school. I work out at 5 a.m. So I tried 2 different online programs from some of the quote-unquote big names, but like my affiliate, got burned out on the newer version of CrossFit, which seems to be a lift plus a Metcon almost every day. I finally decided to give Linchpin a try, and after a month, I'm very happy with it. I'm 47, I'm not trying to be a games athlete, and I'm trying to be as healthy and fit as possible for me and my family, and I also want to look good in swim shorts. I love OG CrossFit, and that's what it was meant to be, and Coach does that without it being random. And also, this is an important part. I didn't believe that an online community would work, but it does. I feel connected, and I'm only a few weeks in, so thanks for having me. So that's pretty darn cool. It's almost like I'm not lying to you all the time in these videos. All right, so let's get to tips and tricks for being consistent. So, I told you I was going to try not to cough, but no promises. All right, so general things as to how to be consistent, and then I'll get into some more periphery sort of things. So when things are generally going well, tips for being consistent with training, I recommend you should understand your why or your purpose. Why are you even walking out into the gym when it's cold outside or whatever to work out instead of sitting on the couch and watching Netflix? So why is it that you want to be fit, healthy, and strong? Understand why it is that you're doing this. Write it down, read it out loud if you have to, say it out loud, write it on the wall, whatever it has to be, but get that purpose and why into your head, and hopefully that helps you be consistent. I would also give yourself grace, right? Understand that we are chasing progress, not perfection. That's a really big deal. That, almost if you just understand that will help your consistency. We are chasing progress, not perfection. And the other part is that, what's that other line? That basically if you're chasing somebody else's times and numbers and whatnot, you're just going to drive yourself batty. So don't worry about what somebody else is doing. You're on your own fitness journey, period, end of story. Find your community, your people, and then lean on them. Feeling like you're a part of a community will help you be consistent, and that's a good thing. And that exactly is what Brian said in that post that I just read there. Don't do dumb programming that beats you down physically and mentally. That's not going to help you be consistent. That's going to do the opposite. And then, of course, understand that scaling is cool, and scaling is not only cool, it's actually smart. Because if you should scale and you don't, you're again just going to beat yourself up physically and mentally unnecessarily. You're going to start to feel bad about your progress or lack thereof, and you're also going to plateau because just pushing through heavier weight when you should, or pushing through complex movements when you're not ready for them, that's not going to make you fitter and faster and stronger. It's actually going to blunt your progress, and therefore scaling will actually in the long run allow you to be fitter, faster, and stronger years from now. So scaling is not only cool, it's also smart. So I would say those are like general concepts that hopefully everybody understands. And now here's some of the more secondary, tertiary sort of things. Understand the difference between ideal and real. There's the ideal training situation and the ideal life, and then there's the real training situation that you have to embrace, and then there's real life. And life usually has you oscillating between the two. Sorry, again, there's a death cold going through the Sherwood household. The ideal situation is you've got plenty of time to work out. Your schedule's clear. You're going to do a full warm-up. You're going to hit the workout, no drama. You get to have a full stretch and cool down, not hectic at all. Life's awesome. You slept great, diet's been on point, and you're living in utopia. Super. I mean, if you happen to be oscillating through the ideal phase of training, embrace it while you can. Then there's the real world, which punches us in the face every now and then. And the real world can be you're rushed for time. You don't have the equipment that you wish that you did. You had poor sleep. Your diet's off track. Your family's dealing with some sort of death cold or flu. You're stressed out at home. You're stressed out at work. You've got low motivation. You've got no motivation. Fill in the blank. The garage is way colder than you wish that it was. Again, fill in the blanks. That's the real situation that we all have to deal with every now and then. And just realize you will spend time in both situations, both in the ideal and in the real. And my humble opinion is no matter which situation you find yourself in, you can train. Training is a choice, and maybe some of these things will help you get into the gym when you find yourself in that less than ideal situation. So in these cases, the tougher situations, I always tell people that doing something is infinitely better than doing nothing. I'll say that again. Doing something is infinitely better than doing nothing. And so I don't like the phrase of hey, something's better than nothing. Because saying that something is better than nothing implies that it's only marginally better. It's better than nothing. I don't agree with that. I think doing something is infinitely better. It's worlds better. It's 10x better than doing nothing. So whatever it is, if you get into the gym, if you just do burpees in your living room, if you did something, that's a huge win. That's not a small win, okay? Understanding what can also help you, not for time and kind of for time workouts. So not for time is just don't run the darn clock. If that's stressing you out, go into the garage and don't run the clock, and then you don't have to compare. That's the line I was trying to remember earlier, that comparison is the thief of joy. Then you don't have to compare this Helen versus the last Helen, this deadlift versus the last deadlift, whatever it happens to be, just don't run the clock. That in and of itself might help you get into the gym and train when life has just thrown, a bit of a whirlwind your way. You can also do kind of for time, which is another great thing that we do at Linchpin. So we do for time workouts, we do not for time workouts, and people will say they did KFTs every now and then, kind of for time, which is, I wandered out there. Yeah, the clock was running, but I made a mental choice to not really care that it was running and to not chase the clock and not to let it influence me. I did my workout, and when the workout was over, I glanced at it and I made a note of what it says, but I didn't let it ruffle my feathers. So again, you can do workouts for time, you can do them not for time, and you can do them kind of for time. And I will tell you that I do at least one not for time workout every week, if not more than one. And that's allowed me to be consistent, to not go insane, and to be doing CrossFit since 2005. So it's at 18 years or so. Other things that you can do that I find very helpful to help you work out and be consistent, especially if motivation's a bit low. You can run the clock if you so desire, but you can, like I said, just lower your intensity. Make a decision to move slower, and that's okay. You can reduce the loading of whatever the workout happens to be. That might make you feel better about walking out into the gym. You can reduce the repetitions of whatever it happens to be. You can do 1, 2, or all 3 of those things at the same time. Lower the intensity and lower the loading and lower the reps. Because again, if that gets you out into the garage instead of sitting on the couch watching Netflix, that's a huge win. Here's another one. Do what you want to do instead of what's programmed for the day. How about that? Otherwise known as cherry picking. But yeah, if you're in that phase where you're just in a bit of a funk, you're not feeling it, whatever it happens to be, and then on top of just kind of being in a funk, the workout of the day maybe happens to include a couple of your deficiencies that when you're feeling not so great are going to make you feel even less motivated and wanting to do the workout. If it's between blowing it off and doing nothing, now hey, hopefully this is so profoundly obvious that I don't need to say it, but I will because this is the internet. If you're tweaked, injured, or just exhausted and you need a rest day, take a rest day. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about somebody with no physical ailments. You're just, in a funk where motivation is low. And these are tips and tricks to help you get in the gym and work out. Do what you want to do instead of the workout of the day. You want to make it just you think the workout of the day is just, doesn't interest you at all? Do the Chief, do DT. And I bring those two up because everyone just seems to love the Chief and love DT. Do it. You want to just lift? Go into the garage and just lift. Pick your favorite lift and do your favorite lift with your favorite music. If you're one of those psychos that likes to just run, just go for a run with some tunes on. Pick whatever your favorite mixed modality workout is and do that, and you will be good to go. I'll tell you what. Let's see. JJ says, I like how you start some of your workout videos with marginally fit man attempting the workout. Yeah, so yeah, every now and then when I film myself working out, I'll say, something along the lines of that is, unremarkable athlete attempts the workout of the day. And that's okay, right? You don't have to be a hero, just go work out. I will tell you that every now and then when I'm not feeling it, the day got away from me, motivation's low, but I know I need to get out into the gym and do something, I do these same tips and tricks that I'm telling you. And one of my go-tos is I'll go out into the garage and air bike and D-ball cleans is what I'll do. And if I'm not feeling froggy, it could be 15, 12, 9, and that's it. D-ball cleans and calories on the air bike with usually a 100-pound D-ball, just ground to over the shoulder. That's it. Feeling a little more funky, it could be a 21, 15, 9, or I could do 7 and 7 and just make it a 15-minute AMRAP or something like that at a low or a moderate intensity. But that's kind of one of my go-tos when I'm not feeling it. I'll walk out into the gym, D-ball cleans, and the air bike. And the reason I do that is, for me, it's easy. I don't have to really warm up. I don't have to worry about like a good front rack position or warming up to pass below parallel, any of those things. I'm just grabbing the D-ball, throwing it over my shoulder, and I'm hopping on the bike and I'm, and just pedaling. So that's one of my go-tos in various rep schemes, in various time domains, in various levels of intensity. When life just kind of smacked me in the face and I'm really close to not working out, I'll go out and do that. And it's all good. And here I am, and life's great. Now, is, all these things that I just said, the path to optimizing your strength and conditioning, blowing off the workout of the day, lowering the intensity, doing whatever you want to do and cherry picking? Like, no, of course not. That's not the path to optimizing your strength and conditioning. But we're not talking about doing this forever and ever and ever. We're talking about this is a temporary fix until you can just get the cobwebs out of your head and get you back on the path, of hitting the workout of the day, making good decisions, getting your nutrition back on track. This is a temporary couple speed bumps that you're dealing with. These are tips and tricks to dealing with those speed bumps and making sure that you still move your body, you still do something good. And if you still move your body, you are winning. And that's the huge point right there. You can also take the workout of the day, and if this makes it fun for you, turn it into a partner workout. You can turn just about any workout in the world into a partner workout. And again, if that helps you stay fired up, walk out into the garage and get in a workout, you have once again won. And then eventually, when your mind and your body feel good, you can return to the regularly scheduled programming, regularly scheduled loading, regularly scheduled intensity, whatever it happens to be. But point being, do whatever you got to do to stay in the fight. Stay in the fight of fitness is a journey, doing whatever you need to do to stay on that path and make good decisions. So hopefully these are tips and tricks for staying consistent that some or all of them will help you do exactly that. And if you haven't already and you're fascinated by programming, go to CrossFitLinchpin.com, click on the tab marked ebook, and download the free 52-page ebook that I made on programming, in which I walk from start to finish of creating an entire real 4-week block of training for Linchpin. And you'll get to be a part of it, understand the decision-making process, and I share all kinds of like charts and tools that I make to help, take emotion out of the process and make intentional, effective strength and conditioning workouts from a minimalist perspective and a mixed modality perspective. So that's it. Okay. Enjoy your Tuesday, everybody, and we'll talk later.